Good afternoon. So I'm going to do a DIY today, but it is going to be a DIY with a difference because I'm not actually putting the oils in the bottle. So it is a DIY, but I'm not physically doing it right now. The reason for that is because I actually have two of the oils are oils that I don't have yet, so I just need to add those onto my order this week, and then once I have got the oils I will make it up. So pop a 1 below if you're watching live, 2 below if you're watching on replay. So this is a Scar blend, and this is something that I've been asked to make for someone that's just had a minor op on their ear, and it's not healing very well. So I've seen a really good results with somebody else who made this blend, so I thought we would give it a try. So what was I going to say? What I want to do first is tell you a little bit about, I've got lots of notes today because I want to make sure I stay compliant. So the notes that I've got are out of my book here, Advanced Oil Magic. So I'm just reading from that. I'm making no claims at all. But what I want to start by telling you is a little bit about essential oils in general. So there are tons and tons of essential oils out there on the market that you can purchase, that you can make up DIYs with, that you can use within your life. However, a lot of those oils probably won't have the benefits that some people talk about getting with essential oils, and the reason for that is that they are just fragrance. So if you go into like shops at Christmas and you see these lovely little oil sets, and you know, for sleep, and you think, oh, you know, great, it's traditionally known that lavender is really good for sleep, so I'm going to get that as a really lovely present. However, although it smells nice, it probably 85% certain, well actually more than that, but this is just a personal opinion, it's not fact, is actually pretty much fragrance, and so that you're not going to get any benefits from those oils within your body. They're not going to support your body, they're just going to smell nice. So the reason that I chose doTERRA is because of pure transparency. So it's no longer a desire to be able to look at, you know, to be able to find oils with transparency. It's a requirement because there are so many out there on the market today. So doTERRA are actually the only company that offer full transparency with how their oils are sourced and how they're tested. And it is the most tested and most clinically verifiable source of pure essential oil in the world. So that is the difference that you are going to get when you're purchasing a doTERRA oil compared to something off the shelf in the shop. They not only use in-house testing, but they also use third-party testing as well, and that's really important to have someone independently testing what you're doing, because it's very easy for anyone to start a company and say, well, mine are the best and this is why. So we make sure that, or doTERRA makes sure that they have third-party testing done, so that it's not just them saying that their products are great. Okay, so they don't just test one batch of oils and then just say that everything is okay from that point on. They test every single batch of oils, every single bottle is tested every single time something is made, and their third-party testing is done through a company called APRC, just make sure I've got that right, APRC, which stands for Aromatic Plant Research Centre, and their lab basically specialises in the identification and the quantification of pesticides, microorganisms, heavy metals, allergens and synthetic chemicals. So basically they're going to test oils to make sure that they are pure, or they are what they say they are, and they use 43 different testing methods. So they recently, this company, you can go onto their website and I think you can probably find the testing and the tests that they did. They recently tested 50 different essential oil companies, ranging from really major names, I'm not going to mention any names, to very small distillers, and found that out of those 50 companies tested, only 3 of those companies were actually providing pure, truly pure essential oils. The rest of them were either contaminated or synthetic chemicals that are created when you mix. Like, honestly, like, go and have a look for yourself. So this independent company tested these 50 oil companies, and there was only 3, and one of those 3 was doTERRA. So recently also Johns Hopkins University partnered with doTERRA to conduct essential oil research with infectious disease, because according to him, according to a rep, that they said publicly that doTERRA was the only verifiably pure essential oil provider that they could find. And also, this is massive as well. If you're looking for accolades, if you're looking for research, the Huntsman Cancer Institute, you may have heard of them before, recently also partnered with doTERRA and their Prime Meridian healthcare centres, which are just going to be incredible. I really hope that they're rolled out across Europe, you know, at some point. And they partnered with doTERRA and their Prime Meridian healthcare, and they're partnering to open 30 medical centres across America, which are going to be recommending their oils in conjunction with allopathic medicine, medical protocols, so that they're going to combine the allopathic medicine and the essential oils to give someone a complete wellness program, incorporating essential oils, and that is just incredible. So go and do some research. If you're interested in essential oils and you've been thinking about getting started, then just go and have a look, and it is actually incredible what you can find, and what is in your oils that you don't necessarily know it in there. So the quick DIY that I'm going to do without actually doing a DIY, if that makes sense. So someone I know has just had a small operation on their ear, and it's not healing very well. So I've seen success with this Scar blend. I've seen before and after pictures of someone that has used this blend and had really good healing results. Again, not making any claims, so I'm just going to run through what I'm going to put into that healing Scar blend, and it's also really good for skin as well, just generally. So I'm going to start with the 10ml roller bottle. The reason I'm not doing it now, just to recap, is because there's 2 of the oils that I actually don't have in my kit, so I need to get those on order tonight. So as soon as I do have those oils, I'm going to make up the blend, but I've prepped it all anyway, so I thought I'm just going to share it with you guys, because I only ever make a mess of my DIYs anyway, and I get oil everywhere and it's just a real mess. So okay, so we have got in this Scar blend, you want a 10ml roller bottle. And what I'll do is I'll pop some, if you want the before and after pictures, then pop me a message and I'll send them to you privately. I won't put them online because I'm not sure if these ones are particularly compliant. So you want a 10ml roller bottle, empty roller bottle, which you can buy, like you can just get them on eBay. I find the plastic tops, like the roller ball, really aren't very good, so I always make sure that I get the metal ones, because they roll much easier on the skin. So in that, you're going to put 15 drops of Yarrow Pom. You are going to put 10 drops of Helichrysum. I love Helichrysum. I'm going to go through their top uses in a minute. They have 10 drops of myrrh, and 10 drops of frankincense, so you were right, Colette, and 10 drops of sandalwood. So I actually don't have sandalwood or myrrh in my kit, so that's a good excuse to get that, because I need someone that needs a blend. So and then once you've put those drops of oils in the bottle, you are then going to top it up with fractionated coconut oil, and then use that on the affected area wherever you've had the removal, whatever it is. This particular lady, it was skin cancer, so she's had that removed, but it's just not healing very well, so she's going to be using it on that. My granddad actually has just had the same. His has actually healed really well, but there is a scar there, so I'm going to give him one as well. So the Yarrow Pom is one of my, if you asked me what oil I couldn't live without, it would be between Copaiba and Yarrow Pom. I think it would actually have to be Yarrow Pom, because the benefits for my skin have just been incredible, and they're bringing a whole new Yarrow Pom range out next year with the body and also a capsule for beauty from the inside out, so very excited about that. Anyway, so Yarrow Pom, the top uses, according to my oil book, not that I'm not being compliant, this is what my oil book said. Top uses is for inflammation, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, heart health, varicose veins, which I was quite surprised about. But then I suppose if it's connected to other bits and pieces like that, it could, yeah. Anyway, these oils do amazing things, or can support your body with amazing things. Eczema and skin irritation. So Yarrow Pom is basically my skin go-to. Anything with the skin, I will use Yarrow Pom topically. Helichrysum. This oil is really pricey. However, and it comes in a smaller bottle, but it's so worth it. It's such an amazing oil to have in your kit. Top uses are for tissue repair and wounds, bleeding, eczema and psoriasis, tinnitus. Now I had a really dodgy ear. I can't remember what I had. Oh, I had dermatitis on my eardrum, could you believe? Did you even know that was possible? And I basically felt like I'd gone deaf or had water in my ear. And I was using it for the pain, and it did help. It did help the pain. For me personally, supported with the pain. See, I'm trying to remain as compliant as possible. Viral infections and cholesterol. So that is Helichrysum. And then the sandalwood, great for supporting the body with rashes, skin conditions, cancer and tumours. Obviously, you do have to be really careful when it comes to things like that. Meditation, so it's really good for meditation, sandalwood. Low testosterone. And scarring. So you can see how there's something in like each of these that is going to come together and be really, really good for that skin blend, for the scar blend. And then myrrh is good for wrinkles and lines. So that's in a lot of our anti-aging skincare. I think it's in the tightening serum. So that is always a good one to have. It's good for gum disease. I'm not sure if it's in the mouthwash actually, the new mouthwash, I haven't checked that. Thyroid, that's supposed to be good for supporting with anxiety and depression. I didn't know that actually. Mucus and bronchitis, if you're anything like me and you've got asthma, as soon as I get a cold in winter it goes straight on my chest, so that's one that I'll be remembering. Eczema and any skin infections, and also a nail infection. So while I'm looking up, pop underneath if you know, because the only one I haven't talked about is frankincense, and I do know a few bits, but I'm just going to double check. So pop below if you know what frankincense is good for. And okay, so the book says, because I'm remaining compliant, top uses for frankincense. I've actually been using for headaches lately, and it really helps. Apparently it's a driver, so I've been using peppermint and then layering it with frankincense if I've had a headache, tension headache, and that has really helped ease. It's almost like I can feel it dissipating. So top uses for frankincense: depression and anxiety, Alzheimer's and dementia, cellular function, pain and inflammation. So again, you can see how that is going to be really good in the scar blend to do with the inflammation, Parkinson's, and it's got cancer down here as well. So there's loads of things that each oil can do individually, but when you start combining them together, that's where the magic happens. So blending doesn't have to be as hard as you imagine. I got a bit overwhelmed to start with the blending. I just like, no, I'm going to focus on the touch oils because they're already pre-diluted. But actually, if you've got the right resource, so I've got an app as well, but I love this book. In this book, it's got protocols and it's got blends that you can put together, and it's got recipe ideas. So like this is just one here. So if you've got, oh, look at what I picked up. This is actually very apt for today, but I won't go into that. Revenge. So oils to process anger, oils to process revenge. And then there is blends in here as well, I believe. I'm sure there's blends and protocols. So if you've got the right resource, then blending doesn't have to be difficult. So that's it from me, guys. Really quick DIY. I'll pop a picture up later on of, not today obviously because I'm going to order my oils, so it'll be next week. I'll pop a picture up of the blend that I've made, and also if you want the before and after picture, let me know and I'll pop it over via direct message. Have a good evening, see you later.